Okay, welcome back. This week's episode we're going to be fitting the planar Autoterm 2 kilowatt heater underneath the van. So I just bought the kit from the planar website. The only thing that doesn't come in the kit that you will need that isn't standard tools is a 64mm and 70mm hole saw. Also a bag of tech screws. First thing to do is take the seat out, jack up the van, and then take the body panel underneath and then start fitting the heater. Okay, so van's jacked up on the front. Just some axle stands, and then this here is the part of the subframe where the second part of the wishbone mounts to, and then I jacked it up using the front. Depending on what space you've got, you can use the actual jacking point here. I didn't, because I rolled it up onto these things because my jack wasn't big enough. And then we just need to take this cover panel off, and then space behind there will be where the heater goes. And then in here is a load of these 8mm headed nuts. They come off, and then also these sort of star clips that hold the panel on wherever they've gone. Yeah, so these clips that hold the panel on, it's worth having a few spares because they tend not to go back on very well once you've bent them out, and they're a nightmare. So if you can just put fresh ones back in, that's easier. So we're just going to take this panel off now, and then should be able to access the whole underside ready to go. Oh, right, okay, tray off. Right, so here's the space underneath the van. So we've got this here, and then here. That's where the bracket's going to go and get fixed, and then the heater will mount off of that. And then run it into the footwell up here, and then back up through the seat. Probably about there. Right, so I mounted the mounting plate up there. Trying to get those screws through was a bit of a pain. So now the heater mounts on here like this, and then fits with the nuts and spring washers. Rightio, so to mount the inlet pipe, so here I'm just putting on the fuel line. Cool, so that's the fuel line all on. I've just plugged it, so because I won't be coming back to that today, so just stop some moisture getting in. Okay, so I've got a piece of pipe I cut to about 160mm, and then the silencer, and then this one's about 290, and then that just runs outside. I've drilled a hole, put the bracket on, fitted the silencer, put the tech screw in, tightened up this, and now it's all ready to go. So just for the actual heating pipes now, for the cold air intake, and then for the hot air out, and then that can come up and over through there. It's ready to go. Okay, so hole drilled through the step taken out, and then okay, so both the holes are cut. Now I'll go back through and then I'm going to coat them with some hammerite and then leave that to dry overnight because it's starting to get dark, and then tomorrow I can go and run the pipes through and then also Sikaflex those in as well. Okay, so I just put a hole in the grommet and fed, so this is the controller wire, and then this is for the actual the harness, so the power, and then that can just push through, and then what I'll do is I'll just seal that off as well from the underside, and then just when drilling the hole, this here is where the double skin joins, so you can't drill the hole around kind of here, so it needs to be kind of there, maybe over here. So here is the wall of the double skin, so you can do it anywhere kind of around here, or over here, which is where the this comes up behind the driver's seat, or you can go up behind here, and then that'll take you up behind the seat, or in some cases some will come up through here, the other side of the in between the driver's and the passenger's seat as well. So I'm going to pull these through, get them connected up, and then I know exactly how much sort of slack I've got. Cool, so I've just mounted the fuel pipes onto the fuel pump, so that's ready to go in, so that goes straight into the mount. So I'll put the mount on the van, and then I can run the fuel line from the heater to the fuel pump, and then run that over the back of the rest of the van. Okay, so fuel pump's going to get mounted here. So just going to mark that hole. Okay, so with the fuel pump on, time to run the fuel pipe, and that'll follow around here, and then up to here, and then connect the fuel pump cable, and then fit the pipe work and then I can run the fuel line back to the fuel tank. That's all done, so now time to run the heater tubes top to bottom, seal those off. Okay, so I've got the heater pipe, so I'm going to run that through, and then down on the other side. Let's flex that. Cool. That's on there. It actually went surprisingly well. And then knowing that this is coming through, okay, it's nice and tight. Okay, so this is the heater outlet pipe. That goes down through there. Just through, around here. Connect. Okay, so heater fitted, and then I put the cap on, or the inlet vent. So pipe's coming out. I'm going to leave this sort of free, ready for when I cut it on the back panel. And now it's just time to seal around here, and then do it on the underside underneath the step, and then I'll also put some sealant on the cables coming through. This is the main power harness. There's so much excess of it, what I'll do is I'll cut it so that when it goes under the passenger seat, it's just a much shorter length, so I'll either just cut it and crimp it here, or I'll pull the cable further through and then run it straight through to the fuse. Yep, so sealant around there, and then some sealant around there, so it's all air gapped. Okay, so the fuel line's now been attached to the fuel tank. Unfortunately I couldn't video it because I was using a friend's garage and his lift, so I couldn't really justify setting all that up. So here's the controller, it's all connected up to the battery, so we just press that, turn it on, and then press it again for heating mode, temperature mode, set the temperature, the time, and then the fan kicks in. Now the pump will start pumping. It took about 3 attempts to get this to prime properly, so it comes up saying there's a failed error, and then you have to factory reset the unit, and then try again, and then the pump will start priming itself, and then eventually it'll sort of boot up again. It's gone red here because it's not reached its temperature yet, and then it's just got an auto out timer as well, so that just comes back on. So then that's it, the heater's booted up, it's pumping out warm air now, and then on the thermostat you can see it's saying it's currently 10 degrees. Obviously it was set to sort of 21 degrees, and then that's on a timer, I guess, that will run for sort of 5 hours, and then once it, or across 5 hours, if it reaches that temperature it will cut out, and then when it sort of changes by a degree it will kick back in again, and then that's the benefit of the comfort controller rather than the, I think it's the PU5 or whatever the original one is, where that just has like a heat setting, so the pump will constantly be running and it will just change between its power settings rather than the actual temperature setting itself. And then going to turn it off, so just turn the knob, press OK, switching off, and then the fan will keep running because it's just going to try and dissipate all that heat that's in the pump until it's ready to completely die. There you go, it's gone green, saying that it's sort of reached its temperature, and then that's it. So now it's just a case of fitting it in with everything else. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.